Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I will be continuing What If Naruto Was a Ghoul. Let's have to start off with Naruto going with his mother, Kushina, to a place. So first off, I would like to point this out. No one that has, like, the people that don't have the powers of the ghouls, or specific, like, have any uncanny ability, they're not going. So Sakura, well, they kind of have to though. Okay, yeah, whatever. Everybody was with Naruto's going. So Naruto's like, fine, yeah, I'll go. And on his way, like, they're going, like, they're on their way there. And as they're going, like, Sakura and Hinata are kind of like talking about it, how like Naruto is, like, he's being weird, like he's not himself, if that makes sense. And Karin, cause she is a girl too, so it's like she can also get very violent at times. So she gets a little angry hearing them talk about Naruto. And before, like, she can say anything, Naruto tells her, like, it's fine. Who really cares? Oop, I just smacked my Okay. So um this video is gonna be really short. I'm very tired. So Naruto basically tells fuck. Naruto tells Kari that it's okay. And she calms down, and Tenten's like, Naruto, where are we going? And Naruto's like, I don't know, but we kinda have to, well, I need to fight people that are strong, and she said that I can fight people here, so let's go and fight someone. So the Nine Tails is like, you could have just came inside of here and fought me. And Naruto's like, yeah, but you're, no. Just no. And Karin grabs Naruto and was like, so you're gonna go there for a fight? Happen to being able to fight me, Naruto. Naruto stops and looks at her and was like, I don't want to fight you right now. Probably later. Not right now, though. So she was like, okay. So, like, they get almost like they get to the place that they were headed to, and Naruto doesn't know where they're at. Obviously, no one knows where they're at. But like, Naruto can feel like he's being watched. And when they get to, like, okay, so let me lay out the land really quickly. So there's multiple villages, and in the Leaf Village, there's a small part, like, there's a small part of land between the Mist, the Stone, and the Leaf Village that no one lays claim over, specifically because that there's rumored to believe that Naruto's clan lives in that region. But given the fact that Naruto's clan is so aggressive all the time, no one really wanted to go over there and try to, hey, come be a part of our group, because of how aggressive Naruto's clan is most of the time. So, and like, so when they get to their location, there's a cave. They head inside the cave, and the cave is very big. But immediately when Naruto, like, when they start going into the cave, Naruto feels as if he's being watched. All of them feel as if they're being watched. And toward the back of the cave, like it was a huge cave, so it was a good like 5 to 10 minute walk to the back, kind of, or what they thought was the back. There's like a person sitting in a chair, and when they open their eyes are similar to Naruto's. So Naruto like looks at her, and this is the leader of Naruto's clan as of late, like as of right now. So, and she's besides her and Naruto and Tenten and Gara, she's the only other person in that clan with a rare Kagune. So, yeah, her Kagune stretches upon her arm though. Like it amplifies her arm. Like her arm turns into like some weird shit. Like her arm gets claws and shit and turns like yeah, whatever. Um yeah. So um Naruto's mom tells her he has a unique ability and so do those two, and she points back there to Karin and Tenten. Not Karin, fuck. She goes back there and she points to Gara and Tenten. And she's like, "Oh, really?" And Naruto, not really scared. He's getting like like himself. He's getting excited because he can feel the power emanating off of her. And then like they start lighting the lights around like in the area. Like they start lighting fires. There's a whole bunch of people similar to Naruto. Like they have white hair and red eyes. Some of them possess Kagunes. Some of them don't. Most of them don't. They're just hyper aggressive and really strong and really fast. And the ones that do are clearly on some form of a pedestal because they like have their distance between everybody, and they're mostly sitting around in groups, and they have a select few people around them that don't have them. So there's clearly a hierarchy here. They just don't know what it is yet. So like there she's talking and she asks Naruto like, so how long like have you been have you began to get more aggressive? And Naruto, I feel like he can answer her sincerely. He's like, yeah, yeah. So she's like, so you need to fight someone, is what I'm hearing. And Naruto was like, yeah, yeah. And she looks back there and she's like, do any of you need to fight anyone? And Garo was like, well, see, no, because I'm not entirely full ghoul. Neither is she. Um, yeah, no, we're fine. I don't, I don't care. So, a lot of the people like she's like, very well, I'll set you up with your first fight. And since I heard that you're strong, Mister, I like to beat up the Raikage in front of his entire um Mister, I like to beat up the Raikage in front of his entire clan. I mean not clan, village. And Naruto kinda like scratches the back of his head and is like, see, what happened was she's like, I don't really care. I'm gonna set your fight up and yeah, I'm gonna set your fight up. So then like she was like, your fight will be in like 2 days. So for those 2 days, Naruto was like walking around. The cave was huge. Like it was a okay, from front to back, it was a very short cave, but from side to side, it was massive. Like it was like from side to side, it was the size of the Hidden Leaf Village. It's a huge cave. So, and they had like a whole like little marketplace, housing areas, hangout areas, parks, things like that in the cave. And there were clearly some law officials, but they weren't really law officials. They were just people throwing their weight around for their leader, which is still when you think about it, either they can be law officials or criminals. Who really cares? I don't really care. Um, so Like when Naruto gets like Naruto's explain. Well, yeah, the person Naruto's mom is explaining this to him, and then they get back to a small like, little area. Like they go as they're walking through like the housing area. There's a small house behind everyone, and that's where they were headed. And Naruto's like, and she explains everything, and she's like, and then there's me, and she takes off her mask, and Sakura and Ka- Sakura and Hinata gasp. Naruto's like, what am I missing something? And they were like, that's the fourth Hokage's wife. You didn't know that, Naruto? And Naruto looks at her and she's like, I'm your mom. Naruto, like, he didn't know how to respond. So Naruto basically, like, after hearing that, he didn't know. I don't. So he like. So after Naruto heard that, he basically just decided, like, okay, this isn't the most weirdest thing I've heard or most disturbing, so we'll be fine. And he was like, so this entire time, you're my mom. Didn't bother to say, hey, or, you know, stop by. And she basically was like, we didn't know if you had any abilities yet, so we had to keep it a secret that you even existed. And when your abilities activated, I was sent out by our leader. And Sakura, I mean not Sakura, yeah, Sakura chimed in, was like, why does your leader like look like she's like 20 or so? And she was like, oh, that's because she is. But we don't age as fast as you all do. Like, as referring as into Hinata, Neji, and Sakura. Ghouls age, their clan ages way slower than normal clan. The only thing that happens that's different is that they grow up, like they get to their teenage years quicker than, like they grow up faster, like they develop faster than normal people, but they age slower once they finish developing. And she like Naruto's like, so what's the purpose of taking me here? Who am I going to be fighting? And Naruto, she basically tells Naruto, for right now, you're just going to be fighting some random person that you put you up against. But your end goal is to fight her, because fighting her would give you the ability to not need to fight people all the time. And Naruto's like, what do you mean by that? And she basically tells Naruto, when you fight people, specifically people from this clan in this specific time, when you fight them, you kind of go from your normal self to your fighting self, which is two different things in this clan. So when you're done fighting, your instincts will kick in and you'll end up devouring your enemy. And Naruto was like, so that's what that was. And Kaiden was like, what? And Naruto's like, nothing. It's nothing. And she also tells him that he'll be gaining her abilities and also become the leader of the clan, which would ultimately can stir it in the right or the wrong direction depending on what Naruto wants to do with the clan at the time. So Naruto understanding all of this, the next day, I said, mind you, I said 2 days, so that was the first day. And for the second day, Naruto saw. So for the second day, before Sakura and Neji and Hinata was able to leave the house, Naruto's mom, Kushina, tells them that it's not advisable for them to leave the house. And Naruto stops and turns around and was like, well, why? And she basically tells them, our clan is very ruthless when it comes to people that are normal, and our clan isn't. They don't take too kindly to people that walk around that aren't them. So he kind of has like they kind of have to stay here, or there's no telling what can happen to them. So Naruto was like, fine, they can, but you have to protect them. And she's like, that sounds like a deal. And Naruto leaves the area with, like, leaves the house with Karin, Tenten, and Gara as his shadow. And shadow, what I mean by shadow is this: they can see Gara, but Gara's stealth. Like if they're not trained, they can't see Gara. Like if they're not trained in the arts of a ninja or have any like known, like if they don't know what stealth is and shit like that, like no normal ninja would be able to see Gara. Like you would have to have some implications. I can't say that word right. You would have to have something. You would have to be a very skilled shinobi to see Gara. So yeah, that's what I mean by a shadow. So as like they're walking through, they start seeing like a little like some kids and shit. Then they see like it goes from innocent to very weird because Naruto goes and he watches one of the fights that's happening, and it's between a person that just has the white hair and red eyes against a person that has a Kagune, and they act totally different. Like the person with just the white and red eyes, like with the white hair and the red eyes, is acting like completely calm, but the person with the Kagune is acting hyper aggressive, like he wants to kill him. So when the fight starts, the person with the this is the person that Naruto is going to be fighting. It's a female with white and red hair, and she's the most skilled person out of the entire group. That of like people that don't have Kagunes. So, Karin asks Naruto, like, wait, if there's a chance that we can like be turned without having a Kagune, how come the first three people that you turned have Kagunes? And Naruto was like, I don't know, but I don't want to like put that burden upon anybody else. So after the fight's over with, the girl with the red and white, no, the girl, yeah, I'm gonna think of a name for her. But for right now, we're just gonna call her the girl with the white hair. The girl with the white hair. So she wins, and she wins by a landslide. Instead of devouring her enemy, she lets her enemy live, which ultimately ends up getting him killed anyway. Because in her mind, she doesn't feel the need to do bloodshed. So the leader came over there and killed him and let the other people devour him and get his ability. So when when Naruto decided like he shouldn't even bother, but his urges began to kick in, so he kind of has to. And when he gets back to the house, he notices that Hinata's gone, and his mom just doesn't know where Hinata is. So he goes out there and he's running around searching for Hinata, and he finds Hinata in like the only on the other side of the cave with like three other people, and they're about to eat Hinata. Like they not like eat her, but I don't know how to explain it. Um yeah, they were gonna eat her. Like they weren't gonna kill her, but they were going to eat her. Like they were gonna eat her, then turn her into one of them. And they already had beaten her up to the point where she couldn't fight back, as in damn near death. So yeah, Naruto was not the happiest. So Naruto ended up killing all three of them, and then taking Nata back to his mom's house. And his mom was like, there's no way that any healing ninja would be able to help her. Naruto, you need to turn her into one of us. And Naruto was like, but that would mess with her. Like, she wouldn't be human. Like, she wouldn't be normal anymore. Like, she wouldn't be a normal Hyuga. And Neji was like, so you really let her die? So Naruto, like, he ultimately turns her. But this time, instead of them having instead of her like having the Kagome, she just gets the speed and strength. Like, she just gets the speed and strength amp and the healing factor instead of, the Kagome. So yeah, she has white hair, and instead of her eyes being red, they're still white. Like, it's like white, and it's like, so like the outside of her eye is white, but the inside, like where her pupil and stuff is supposed to be, is no. The outside's black, the inside's white, and like the veins and stuff that are peering out are white too. So yeah, she still technically has the Hyuga ability. Well, she does have the Hyuga ability. So yeah. And Neji, she tells Net like Naruto. Gaara looks at Neji and was like, "Looks like you two are far, um, few and far between now." And he's like, "What do you mean by that?" And Kainin was like, "Well, since she's technically one of us now, her speed and strength will always outmatch you, no matter how much you try to catch up to her." And Hinata was passed out for the remaining of the last day. But before we get into the second day, Naruto has a fairly interesting conversation, and the girl that Naruto's supposed to be facing tomorrow hears this conversation because the girl that he's supposed to be facing tomorrow is the daughter of the leader. So yeah, well, we don't need to think of her. We don't need to have a name for her because let's be honest, it's not gonna be nice. Okay, so Naruto goes over there and he tells the lead, like, he starts arguing. He's yelling at the leader, telling the leader that like someone, like, they tried to kill her, and turn her into one of them. He had to because she was gonna die if he didn't. And she was like, "Well, there's not a problem. She can walk around us freely now." And Naruto's like, "You're missing the point. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have to turn her into one of us. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted her to have a happy life, the life that she had. Now her life is just as messed up as mine. It's all because I came here." And she was like, the leader was like, "Well, are you still gonna do your fight? Because if you don't, your opponent is gonna be very dissatisfied with you." And Naruto, like, he's like, "Yeah, I will, but after that, I'm leaving." And the leader was like, "I doubt that, but sure, why not?" And Naruto goes back to the house, and the next day arrives. And this is why we'll be ending this part off. If you like the video, drop a like. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. Anyway, this has been Shinobi, and peace out.